Have you ever stared into the silence of your own mind and realized that most of what you're carrying isn't even yours? That the thoughts, the fears, the expectations, they were handed to you like invisible weights, and you just kept holding them? Imagine a place, not outside but within, where you finally let go. Not by force, not by effort, but by awareness. In this video, we're going on a journey not just through ideas, but through transformation. You will not leave the same person who began watching. In the next few minutes, we'll touch something ancient and eternal inside you. But first, ask yourself this: what are you still clinging to, and why? Years ago, I sat alone in complete silence for 7 days. No phone, no books, no distractions. Just me, my breath, and the noise of my mind. Every hour felt like a mirror, reflecting parts of myself I didn't even know were there. On day 3, I broke. I wept for no reason, or maybe for every reason. And in that breaking, something profound happened. I stopped trying. I let go. And in that surrender, I felt something rise inside me. Something light, beyond thought, beyond identity. That's when I realized letting go isn't giving up. It's waking up. You've been taught that to be someone you have to hold on. Hold on to your name, your status, your image. But what if the true self, the real you, is hidden beneath the layers of identity you've been conditioned to protect? You're not the story you tell at dinner. You're not your job, your trauma, or even your dreams. You're the awareness watching it all unfold. And the more you cling, the more you suffer. The tighter your grip, the lower your vibration. So let me ask you, what if letting go is the only way to rise?
Click subscribe to this channel to get more profound insights.
We often hear people talk about raising your vibration, but very few understand what it really means. It's not just about eating clean or thinking positive thoughts, although those help. It's about releasing the density inside you, the guilt, the shame, the need for control. These are energetic anchors. They keep you grounded in fear, in separation. But when you let go, truly let go, you begin to float. Not metaphorically, but energetically. You feel lighter. You think clearer. You become magnetic. Everything shifts. But here's the paradox. The ego won't let go without a fight. It will tell you, if you let go, you'll lose everything. It confuses surrender with defeat. But surrender isn't losing, it's aligning. It's stepping into the flow of life instead of resisting it. Have you noticed how hard life becomes when you try to control everything? When you try to make people love you, or prove your worth, or get everything just right? That's resistance. And resistance is the opposite of vibration. Resistance is friction. Surrender is flow. One night I was in the desert, far from any city lights. The stars above me felt impossibly close, like they were watching. In that vast silence, I heard a question arise from within. What are you still afraid to lose? The truth hit me. My fear wasn't about losing things. It was about losing the illusion of control. And that illusion was the prison. In that moment, I gave up the fight. I opened my hands, metaphorically and literally, and said, "Take it all." And the most unexpected thing happened. I didn't feel empty. I felt full of peace, full of presence, full of life. Your vibration is not something you manufacture. It's something you uncover. It's already there, beneath the clutter, or beneath the need to be right, or to be liked, or to be safe. When you let go, you don't become less. You become more. You become who you really are. And that version of you, unfiltered, unattached, unafraid, is radiant. It's powerful. It's divine. The universe doesn't respond to your effort. It responds to your authenticity. And authenticity only arises when you stop pretending. So I want you to try something right now. Close your eyes and take a deep breath. Now ask yourself, what am I holding that no longer serves me? Don't think, listen. Let the answer come from the silence. Maybe it's a grudge. Maybe it's an old version of yourself. Maybe it's the fear of the unknown. Whatever it is, imagine holding it in your hands. Now open your hands and let it go. Just like that. Don't analyze. Don't explain. Just release. Did you feel that? That shift? That's your vibration rising. We often mistake spiritual growth for accumulation. More knowledge, more techniques, more crystals. But true growth is subtraction. It's not about becoming something else. It's about unbecoming everything you're not. The sages, the mystics, the awakened ones, they didn't arrive through effort. They arrived through surrender. They let go of identity, of attachment, of needing to know. And in that space, the divine revealed itself. You don't have to climb a mountain. You don't have to escape to an ashram. You just have to let go, right where you are. There's something deeply liberating about realizing you don't have to hold it all together. That the world won't fall apart if you stop pretending. That you don't have to carry pain just because it's familiar. You've been sold the idea that suffering is noble. That struggle is proof of your worth. But what if joy is your birthright? What if ease is a sign of alignment, not laziness? What if the universe isn't testing you, it's waiting for you to trust? I've seen people transform in seconds, not because they added something, but because they dropped something. A belief, a fear, a mask. And when they did, their eyes lit up, their posture changed, their presence expanded. That's the power of letting go. It's not a slow climb, it's an instant shift. The moment you release, you rise, not just emotionally, but energetically. The entire field around you recalibrates. People feel it. Opportunities sense it. The universe mirrors it. But let me be clear, letting go doesn't mean detachment from love or life. It means detachment from illusion, from stories, from expectations. You can love deeply and still be free. You can care without clinging. You can dream without needing. This is the middle path, the sacred balance, the dance of surrender and creation. And when you master this, you become unstoppable. Not because you control life, but because you flow with it. So here's a question to sit with tonight. What would your life look like if you let go of everything you're afraid to lose? Not hypothetically, really. Visualize it. Feel it. Would you feel lighter? More free? More alive? That vision is your truth. It's your higher timeline. And the only thing standing between you and that reality is your willingness to let go. Letting go doesn't mean you stop caring. It means you stop carrying what was never yours. The world conditioned you to hold on, to seek security in things, people, labels. But true security comes from knowing you are not those things. You are the eternal witness, the one who watches, the one who is never touched by gain or loss. And when you live from that place, your vibration doesn't just rise, but it radiates. It elevates everyone you meet. You've probably noticed how some people just walk into a room and everything changes. That's not charisma. That's vibration. That's alignment. That's the result of inner freedom. And inner freedom comes only through letting go. They've dropped the masks. They've dropped the fear. They've dropped the need to be anything other than this moment. And in doing so, they've become a channel for something greater. You can be that. You are that. You just forgot. You were hypnotized by the noise, by the scrolling, by the comparison. But now you're waking up. You're remembering. And every time you let go of something false, something true takes its place. That's the alchemy. That's how your vibration rises instantly. There comes a moment in every seeker's life where the question is no longer, what can I get? But rather, what can I release? That's when the real shift begins. We live in a world obsessed with accumulation, accumulating wealth, followers, knowledge, even spiritual experiences. But the soul doesn't crave accumulation. The soul craves liberation. And liberation begins the moment you realize that your baggage is not a treasure, it's a cage. Ask yourself right now how much of your suffering is self-created through resistance. Resistance to what was, to what is, to what might be. We resist pain, so we hold on to it. We resist change, so we fear it. We resist the unknown, so we stay stuck in the familiar, even if it hurts. But what if the unknown is the only place where miracles can happen? What if your next breakthrough is hiding in the space you're afraid to enter? Letting go is not about losing control, it's about trusting that life knows what it's doing. When you release what no longer serves you, you don't fall, you fly. But the ego doesn't want you to know that. The ego thrives on attachment. It defines itself by what it holds. I am my career, it says. I am my trauma, it says. I am my beliefs. But what if you are none of those things? What if you're something vaster than any definition can contain? What if the truest version of you is the one that emerges only when everything false has been stripped away? We all carry invisible backpacks filled with our past, old wounds, old identities, old expectations. And then we wonder why we feel heavy, why we feel tired, why we feel stuck. But your soul is weightless. It's your attachments that are heavy. And the beautiful thing is you can put the backpack down right now. You don't need anyone's permission. You don't need a ritual or a retreat. All you need is the willingness to say, I release this, and mean it. There's a sacred power in saying, I don't know. It's the power of surrender. It's the power of openness. When you let go of needing to have all the answers, you make space for wisdom to enter. When you let go of needing to be right, you make space for growth. When you let go of needing to be someone, you make space to be everything. The universe doesn't need your control. It needs your cooperation. And cooperation starts with trust. Imagine your life as a river. When you're clinging to the rocks, you struggle. You get bruised. You exhaust yourself. But when you let go, you flow. You move. You align with the current of life. That's what raising your vibration feels like. It's not some abstract concept, it's a lived experience. It's the difference between forcing and allowing, between fear and faith, between surviving and thriving. And it all begins with the decision to let go. One of the most beautiful truths I've ever learned is this: you don't have to chase peace. You just have to stop clinging to chaos. Peace is your natural state. Joy is your natural state. Abundance is your natural state. But you've been conditioned to believe you must earn them, that you must strive, suffer, prove. Let that go. Let go of the belief that life has to be difficult to be meaningful, that struggle equals value, that pain equals proof. You are worthy because you exist. Nothing more, nothing less. And when you truly let that sink in, your vibration rises instantly. Not gradually, instantly. You become lighter, freer, more present. You stop needing validation. You stop fearing judgment. You start living from a place of inner fullness, not external lack. And from that place, everything changes. Your relationships shift. Your health improves. Synchronicities multiply. Why? Because the universe responds not to your words, but to your frequency. And your frequency is highest when you are most aligned with your truth. Have you ever noticed that the most magnetic people are the ones who are completely themselves? They're not trying. They're not performing. They're just being. That's the power of letting go. They've shed the layers. They've dropped the masks. They've stopped chasing approval. And in doing so, they've become radiant. You can feel them before they speak. That's not charisma, it's clarity. It's coherence. It's the result of inner alignment. So I invite you to ask yourself something you may have never dared to ask. What part of me am I still pretending to be? What mask am I still wearing to be accepted or loved? What role am I playing that is no longer true? These are not comfortable questions, but they are necessary. Because the parts of you that are false are costing you your light. They're dimming your vibration. They're keeping you in loops. And those loops will continue until you decide to break them with truth. Letting go is an act of courage. It's not passive, it's powerful. It requires you to face the fear of emptiness, the fear of being nothing. But here's the paradox. Only when you become nothing can you become everything. Only when you empty the cup can it be filled. Only when you surrender control do you gain true power. And that power doesn't come from force, it comes from presence. From being so deeply rooted in your essence that nothing outside of you can shake you. I've sat with monks who had nothing but radiated joy. I've met billionaires who had everything but were starving for meaning. The difference wasn't wealth, it was weight. The monks had let go. The billionaires were still holding on. You don't need to renounce the world to be free. You just need to renounce the illusion that anything outside of you can complete you. You are already whole. You are already free. You just forgot. Letting go is how you remember. Imagine waking up tomorrow with no fear, no regrets, no need to prove anything to anyone. How would you walk? How would you speak? How would you love? That version of you is not a fantasy, it's a frequency. And you can access it the moment you stop identifying with the noise. The moment you stop reacting and start responding. The moment you stop trying and start trusting. This is the spiritual revolution. Not more doing, more being. There's a reason we say enlightenment. It's because it feels light. It's not heavy. It's not a burden. It's the release of the burden. That's why the path to higher vibration is the path of less, not more. Less fear, less attachment, less ego. And in that space, love floods in, peace floods in, clarity floods in. You become like a tuning fork for the divine. You vibrate with truth, and the world responds in kind. If you want to rise, you must release. If you want to heal, you must surrender. If you want to evolve, you must stop clinging. The caterpillar doesn't become the butterfly through effort. It dissolves. It lets go of form. It trusts the process. And in that trust, something miraculous emerges. That same code is inside you. The blueprint for your next evolution is already written. But it can't activate while you're still holding on to the past. So right now, take a breath. Feel your body. Feel the tension, the grip, the holding. And then ask, what if I just let this go? What if I stop fighting? What if I stop resisting what is? And as you breathe out, release it. Not all at once. Just enough to feel the shift, enough to feel the lightness. That's how it starts. And once you taste that lightness, you'll never want to go back. Your vibration is not a goal, it's a reflection of your relationship with yourself, with the moment, with truth. And when that relationship is rooted in surrender, your vibration becomes a beacon, a lighthouse, a frequency of freedom, and others will feel it. They'll be drawn to it. Not because you're trying to change them, but because you've changed yourself. And that's the ultimate paradox of letting go. When you stop trying to change the world changes around you. When you stop needing people to be different, they show up differently. When you stop striving for love, love finds you. Why? Because you've removed the barriers. You've opened the doors. You've become receptive, not resistant. And in that receptivity, miracles happen. There's a sacred silence that arises when you let go of everything you thought you had to be. A quiet confidence, not built on identity or image, but on presence. When you no longer need to prove anything, when you stop performing for the world, you return to the frequency of your own soul. And that frequency is untouchable. It doesn't rise and fall with opinions. It doesn't shift with circumstances. It simply is. And it is radiant. The highest vibration you can experience is not one of excitement or even happiness. It is the vibration of peace. The kind of peace that comes from knowing you don't have to chase anything. You don't have to hold anything. You don't have to fix anything. You just have to be. And in that being, life flows through you like a river through an open valley. No resistance, no blockage, just pure alignment. That's what letting go unlocks. But let's be honest, letting go isn't always easy. Sometimes it means walking away from what's familiar but unfulfilling. Sometimes it means grieving a version of yourself you've outgrown. Sometimes it means disappointing others to stay true to yourself. And that takes courage. But the cost of holding on is far greater than the cost of letting go. Holding on keeps you small. It keeps you looping. It keeps you vibrating in fear, guilt, or shame. Letting go is the doorway to expansion. Have you ever wondered why certain people or situations keep repeating in your life? It's not bad luck. It's a reflection. Life is showing you the vibration you're still choosing to carry. In that unresolved wound, that unspoken resentment, that hidden fear. It's all energy, and until it's released, it echoes over and over through different faces and places until you learn the lesson. Letting go is how you graduate. It's how you rise beyond the patterns. The truth is, you don't need to change the world. You need to change your vibration, because your vibration creates your world. It shapes your thoughts, your emotions, your actions. It determines who you attract, what you experience, and how you interpret reality. And the most direct way to raise it is to release what weighs it down. That's the secret. Not more effort, more space. Not more doing, more allowing. Not more control, more trust. Think about the people in your life who drain your energy. Now ask yourself, why are you still holding on? Is it guilt? Obligation? Fear of being alone? Let that be your mirror. Because anything you hold out of fear lowers your frequency. Anything you cling to out of lack keeps you small. Letting go doesn't mean you stop loving, it means you stop abandoning yourself. It means you choose your peace over their approval, your truth over their comfort, your alignment over their expectations. And yes, some people will not understand your evolution. That's okay. You're not here to be understood by everyone. You're here to be true to your soul. And sometimes that means walking alone. But in that solitude, you will find your power. You will find your clarity. You will find your voice. And eventually, you will attract those who see you not the mask, not the role, but you. The real you. The free you. The you who let go. One of the most profound shifts you can ever make is this. Stop asking, what do I need to do? And start asking, what do I need to release? Release the need to be liked. Release the need to be perfect. Release the need to explain yourself. Release the past. Release the future. Come back to now. Because now is the only place your vibration exists. Not in the mind, not in the memory. Here, this breath, this moment. And in this moment, you have a choice. A powerful sovereign choice to hold on or to let go, to contract or to expand, to fear or to trust. Choose wisely. Because your entire reality is shaped by that one decision. And the beauty of it is you get to choose again and again and again. Every breath is a reset button. Every breath is a new timeline. Every breath is a doorway to peace. So I want to ask you, what would happen if you stopped resisting everything you can't control? What would happen if you stopped trying to be someone you're not? What would happen if you forgave yourself, not because you deserved it, but because you're done carrying the weight? Can you feel the freedom in that? The spaciousness? That's your vibration rising. That's your soul saying, yes, Letting go is not something you do once. It's a practice, a lifestyle, a daily return to center, a daily release of what no longer resonates. It's like taking a shower for your energy field. You cleanse, you clear, you choose, because you are not a victim of your energy, you are the author of it. And you author it through your willingness to let go. Sometimes letting go is subtle. It's a shift in thought, a softening in the body, a willingness to be still. Other times it's big, a breakup, a move, a leap of faith. But in both cases, the energy is the same: trust. Trust that what leaves is meant to leave. Trust that what stays is meant to stay. Trust that what's coming is better than what you're releasing. Not because it's more, but because it's true. Your vibration doesn't need to be fixed. It needs to be freed. Freed from the stories, freed from the expectations, freed from the pressure. You don't need to do more. You need to be more present, to be more open, be more receptive. And that only happens when you let go of the noise, the internal commentary, the judgment, the comparison, all of it. Just let it fall away. And when it does, you'll notice something incredible. Everything looks brighter, sounds clearer, feels lighter. Not because the world changed, but because you did. You're no longer filtering life through fear. You're no longer distorting reality through pain. You're seeing with the eyes of truth. And truth is always simple, always beautiful, always light. So here's the final question I want to leave with you. What would your life look like if you fully trusted the universe? Not halfway, not conditionally. Fully. What would you release? What would you stop pretending? What would you stop chasing? The answer to those questions is the key to your highest vibration. And the only thing standing between you and that version of yourself is your willingness to let go. Because when you let go, you rise. When you rise, you remember. And when you remember, you become unstoppable, not because you're trying, but because you're aligned. Aligned with your truth, aligned with your power, aligned with your light. That's not a fantasy. That's your destiny. And it begins now. Let go and watch your vibration rise instantly.